Sorry. All right. So just put you on mute. Good. Okay. I just muted you. All right. If you want to take your mask off when you're on your mat, I'm okay with that. If you feel like leaving them on, you're welcome to leave them on. I'm okay with that. If you need extra padding for your knees, I got this for my dad. Here. This might be helpful. If you need extra padding for your knees. Just in case.
All the help I can get.
I love the service here.
Okay, let's get started. Any special requests today? So nice to have a full class. So exciting.
I've got my knees that I have. Yes.
Knees and hips. All right. Anything else?
Shoulders, back.
Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Everything. All right, I hear you. How about we lay down
Yeah.
and bring your feet flat to the floor? And feet can be a little bit wider than hip width and allow the knees to knock together. This is called constructive rest. And it's a really nice place to just begin. Arms can be wherever you want them to be. If they're not comfortable by your side, they can rest on your belly. Okay. Your eyes can be open or eyes can be closed. Whatever is most comfortable for you this morning. You need something under your head and you have a sweatshirt nearby. You're welcome to put a sweatshirt underneath you. Just take a few breaths right here. Breathing in and breathing out through the nose. Soften and relax the muscles in your face, your forehead, your jaw. Relax your jaw, separate your back feet. I was taught at one time to let the tongue rest at the roof of the mouth behind the top teeth. It's a nice comfortable position, let the back teeth separate, but if that's not comfortable, you can do whatever is. Soften and relax your shoulders. Relax the muscles in your abdomen. Often we tense and hold a lot of tension right there in the center of our body without even knowing. Soften and relax your abdomen, let your belly be soft. And your pelvis resting on the floor, on the earth. Notice your feet. Notice any sounds. There's sounds that are close in the room, other people breathing, the room settling. Notice any sounds that are a little farther away, the sounds of people talking, cars. Just tuning into what you can hear, sound in the voice. Notice your thoughts. Thoughts might still be wrapped up in what it took to get here today. So you can let yourself be right here. Few more moments, these precious moments to be still. Then from here, lying on your back, you'll just gently let your head rock right to left, moving side to side. Noticing if there's any tension or strain or stress on one side or the other. Bring the head back to center. Take your hands behind the head. Just let the head rest in the hands for a moment. And then you'll take your elbows towards the ceiling, tuck your chin to your chest, and gently lift or peel the head up off the floor. And you can press the head into the hands. You can also move slightly side to side, let one elbow move a little side to side. So you can just move just the neck, just the head and neck, or you can move it a little bigger, whatever feels good in your body. Kind of doing that stretch down the back of the neck, upper back, up part of the spine. Your breath will slide into that space, wherever you're feeling. And then gently release the head back to the floor. Slide the hands out from behind the head. Come into cactus arms at the floor. Elbows bent. And that might be enough for you today, just holding cactus arms. If you want more, you keep the arms in cactus and you slide them overhead until the fingertips touch. So keep the elbows bent and then slide them back down, elbows in line with shoulders. And we'll do that a few times. Sliding up, touching the fingertips together and sliding down. And if your shoulders are very tight or there's some injury there, you might just go slow or hold in one position. And you're just noticing, are the scapulas rising up and down? And where do you feel this? Is it just around the neck and shoulders and upper back? Just can you try to keep the elbows, wrists, and shoulders on the floor the whole time? So it's a sliding versus a lifting. You start to feel some heat, that's normal. Take one more little slide it up, and slide it down, and then pause, stay there, and breathe. Stretch the elbows out long, arms up nice and long. Turn your palms to face the ground, and then take the knees and start to windshield wipe them right to left or left to right. Just let the knees move side to side. So those are rocking through the pelvis. You can even take the feet wider apart. So you get more of that internal rotation of one leg and then the other. And then next time the knees go to the left, you'll pause and stay there. Knees to the left, you can even look to the right with that opposition. And breathe all down that right side of the body, from the shoulder to the rib cage, to the hip, to the thigh, maybe the knee, ankle, foot, like just that whole right side, just noticing. Breathing into. And let the knees come back up through center, and you'll take the knees to the other side, to the right. Now you breathe into the left, looking to the left if that's comfortable on the neck. And direct your breath or attention to that left side. Keep letting that left thigh internally rotate. So that means the knee comes maybe a little closer towards the floor. You walk the left foot to the left an inch or two, and all the way up into that hip. Internal rotation of the hip is opening up some of the connections in the hip, in the flexor area. And then bring the knees back to center, feet flat. And then take the arms down by your sides. And you'll walk the feet closer to your hips a little bit, walk them in. Arms stay down to start. And then you're gonna lift the hips up into bridge. And if you can, you float the arms either to the ceiling or overhead. And it's fine to bend the elbows as you need. And then you'll lower the pelvis down and let the arms come back down by your sides. And we'll do that a few times. So hips lift, arms float overhead if you can. And if they don't go, just do the lower body. That's fine. And then lower back down. And I like that. You're helping your arm if you need. It's fine to help your arm. Up and down, and you can move with your breath. I like to inhale up, exhale, pause, inhale down, exhale, pause. Or you can inhale up and exhale down. It's a little quicker. I love the pauses, that space to like exhale and get a little bit more, and then coming back down. Do that a few more times. Notice if your feet are staying flat or if they're rolling to the edges. Sometimes we naturally have these tendencies in our body to roll to one side or the other. See where you are in space. It's called proprioception. So the next time the hips come up, you're gonna lift the hips up and pause. You're scooting. You're gonna lift up and stay there. And then let the arms come back down by your side. And then right here, grab the edges of your mat. So reach for the edges of the mat and you'll press the mat forward and apart. So trying to pull the mat to the sides and tuck the shoulders under you more. So now you're warming up and strengthening into the upper back muscles and the legs. Yes, good. Pull the mat apart, like you're trying to stretch it in half and send it towards your feet more. Good. One more breath. Lift a little higher through the pelvis. And then release the grip on the mat, untuck the shoulders, and lower the pelvis down. Good. And then right there, you'll just pause. Good. And then you'll draw the right knee in towards your chest and straighten the left leg out long on the earth. And then you can roll the right ankle around in a few circles, or if there's some popping, cracking, you can point and flex. Just get some movement into that ankle. You can let it come to rest and pause. Squeeze the knee in a little closer to the chest. And then you'll release that and switch legs. Stretch the right leg out. Draw the left knee in. Give it a squeeze. You can hold in front of the shin or behind the thigh. And then a few rotations of the ankle. Go the opposite direction whenever you want. Or point and flex. What I'm learning about my body is that, I have these old injuries and whatever, and the joints below or above the injured joint are stiff. So interesting. And then let the foot rest, squeeze the thigh a little closer in, and then extend it out long on the floor. We'll draw the right knee in again. This time you'll interlace your hands behind the hamstring, the back of the leg, and then flex the foot, and straighten the leg. So press the heel towards the ceiling and breathe. You're feeling the stretch maybe in the hamstring, back of the leg. If you want, and if you can, you slide your hands up to the calf, but you're not going to the most extreme stretch here, just feeling the little edge. Now, here's the fun part. You're going to press out through the left foot on the floor. So really strong through the left leg and float the foot up an inch or two. And stay there and breathe. Press through both heels. Left heel's floating. Good. Thigh is engaged. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Let it release. Hug the knee, right knee in, and then stretch it out alongside the left. And then we'll switch sides. Bring the left knee in, interlace your hands behind the hamstring, and then flex the foot and straighten-ish the left leg. If you want, you stay or slide the hands up to behind the calf. You want to go above or below the knee. Good. You can get that leg a little straighter. Press the heel up towards the ceiling. And then press out through the right foot. Engage that right leg and let it lift an inch or 2. Load it up and breathe. For 3. For 2. And then 1. Let it release. Hug the knee in, left knee in. Stretch it out long. Good. 1 more. So draw the right knee in again. Hands behind the leg. Same thing. Flex the foot. Straighten the right leg. Maybe slide the hands up behind the calf, or you can reach for the foot is a possibility for some of you. Press out through the left foot. Now, instead of you can only float the leg, or you bring the left leg all the way up to the ceiling and then back down to hover above the floor. Do that 3 times. All the way up to the ceiling, back down to hover above the floor. Really pull the belly to the spine. 1 more time. Come up. Lower it down. Hug the right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. And we'll switch sides. Straighten the right leg out long. Good work. Draw the left knee in. hands behind the thigh, straighten the left leg. Slide the hands if you can, higher up. Press out through the right leg at the floor, cover the foot, and then lift up and lower down. So this is hamstring length and quad and hip flexor strength. Come up, lower down. One more time, lift and lower that leg and then draw the left knee in and draw the right knee into your chest. So both knees come in. And take a breath. Now we're going to work a little bit of core strength here. So you'll bring your knees to 90 degrees. And I want you to bring your hands to your rib cage. And with your hands on the ribs, I want you to imagine that your hands are like a corset and you draw them together and down to the floor. So holding the rib cage firm. So you should feel that right here. Some core starting to engage. Yes? Feel that? No? Yes. Yes. Okay, good. So pull the ribs in. And thank you for answering, Suzanne. And then you'll keep the knees at 90 degrees and tap the right heel to the ground and then lift, tap the left heel to the ground and lift. So not bending the knees. You're not moving the lower legs. It's from the pelvis. Tap, come up, tap, come up. And you're strongly pulling the rib cage to the ground. And it's like you're trying to pull the ribs to the hips, front ribs to the front of the hip bones. So you should feel this heat and strength right at the center. Don't let the ribs pop up even as you breathe in. Hold them down. You feel that? That's good. Okay, a couple more seconds. Tap and lift. Tap, lift. Good. And then hug the knees into the chest. Soft belly, take a breath. Okay, now we're going to do that in the reverse. So what it'll look like is bring your feet down to the floor first. Hands to the rib cage again. Seal the rib cage to the mat. So it's almost like you're trying to tuck the tailbone up. Feel the belly firm. Now peel the heels up off the ground. Just the toes touch. So you should really feel strength in the core. And then you'll lift one leg up, tap it down, other leg up, tap it down. So it's from the floor. It should feel a little bit more intense. And if it doesn't, talk to me. You feel that? And you'll alternate legs and pull the rib cage to the mat. Good, last 10 seconds. The toes barely on the floor. Even maybe hover the feet if you want a little more. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the feet down flat, take a breath. Good, and then draw both knees into the chest. Take your arms out wide, palms down. Let your knees go together to the left side of the room for an easy twist. Let your feet rest at the floor, knees rest at the floor. Unless you want to work those abs. Then you come back to center, take your knees to the other side. So just an easy, simple twist, or it could be a little bit more building with the feet covering. Relax your shoulders, your jaw, muscles in your face. Bring it back to center, draw your knees into your chest. Then you're going to make your way up to seated. So you can rock forward and back or come to a comfortable side. Come on up. And if you can sit cross-legged, try sitting cross-legged. If you need to sit up on a block, that can be helpful. Sitting bones a little higher. And then you're going to hold on to the front of the shins and lift the chest up. So it's called cow and cat seated. And then tuck and slouch back. Just really relax back. And then come forward, rock the sitting bones forward, shoulders back, eyes up, chest forward, and then tuck the chin and gently rock back. One more time, rock forward, shoulders back, lift up, And then tuck the chin, slouch, do all the things you say not to do. And then come back up to neutral. Good, now take your left hand to the left, and you'll take your right arm up, and we're gonna go into the side body stretch. So you might stay there, this might be enough today. If you want more, you walk the hands farther out, bend the elbows towards the floor, push the floor to the left as you reach to the right. Nice. Really feel that opening through the ribs, the side of the waist. You can kind of the head and try to relax. And then you'll rise up and we'll go to the other side. So walk the right hand right, left arm up. That might be enough in your body. Or bend the elbow. So slide the shoulder away from the ear. Push the floor to the right. Reach through the left fingers and glue the left sitting bone down. And the last little bit is turn the heart towards the ceiling, inch, and roll. Fingers in. Good, and then come on up. And then right here, you're gonna take the right arm with the pinky side leading. You're gonna go all the way up, if you can, and then all the way back. Good, and then bring it around to the front. We'll try the other side. Lead with the pinky, go all the way up, big rotation, and back with a little twist. Nice, and we'll do the right hand one more time, and if it's just the shoulder, it can be just the shoulder. Right pinky goes up, back, and this time keep the hand behind you. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. And then lift and lengthen. So just like when you were reaching the arm to the sky, you want that feeling of lift. And then gently twist. Good. Now listen carefully. Keep the left hand where it is. Take the right arm back up towards the ceiling. Hold it there. Look to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Lean to the left. Good. And then release and return to center. Good. Now we have that left side. The left pinky finger leads, go up, way back. So big reach. And then set the hand down, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lift even higher. Exhale, twist, and you're not leading with the chin. The tendency is to jut the chin out, pull the chin back. Try to lead more with the heart, with the sternum. It's a good metaphor. Don't lead with your head, lead with your heart. Good, now take that left arm back up towards the ceiling. Get super long, look right, lean right. Long lines through the body. Good, and then release, and then wind back to center. Nice job. Bring both feet flat to the floor here. And then I'm going to have you hold on to the right leg. So pull the right knee in and then straighten through the left. So this is another hip flexor quad strengthener. So right here, you're going to look to the right foot. So it's helpful to bring your mind to that foot and then lift it. Good. And lower it. And lift. And lower. Yeah, so hugging muscle to bone. Lift. Sit up really tall. Lower. The deep hip flexor, core, quad. Good. A couple more. Lift. Lower. Now this time, lift it. Stay there. Rotate the foot out and in. It's from the hip, not the knee. Out and in. One more. Out. In. Set it down. Up from the leg. Straighten the right leg. Pull the left knee in. Give it a nice squeeze. And then I like to look at my foot. It helps me get it up. Otherwise, I'm like, what am I doing? So looking and then lift and lower. And the challenge is not to rock back. This is easier than sitting up super tall. You're trying to access these hip flexor muscles. These are so important for walking with ease, for stability, for balance. Yeah, for knee strength, joint strength. We're strengthening the quadricep muscles. You feel it? Yeah. Okay, then hold it up. Now see if you can rotate out and in. Out and in. One more time. Ah, totally. That leg's tired. It's been constantly doing all the work. Take it out take both legs out, shake them both. I was gonna do a second set, but not today. Okay, bring your feet together. And then I want you to walk the sitting bones back rather than close. So it's more of a diamond shape, a bigger, like a box rectangle almost. And then tuck your chin and just roll forward. It's so easy. I'm going to imagine that your forehead is being cradled in your feet. So that's the direction you're moving. Maybe even a little bit farther down. This class reminds me of my very first experience with yoga. Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday was no standing poses. We were only on the ground. And Friday, you got to do standing poses. And this class is sort of what we're doing. We're not, doesn't mean it's easier. We'll get to standing, but it's just, I was reminded of my beginnings. When I was 20 something and I wanted to do the hard stuff. And I was like on the ground and I was crying because my body hurt so bad. And I did it. That's I think what yoga, how it got in for me. Didn't know how sore I was and sad I was. Okay, come on up. And then I had an idea about what's next, but I forget. I just got all distracted. Okay, I know. Okay, bring your feet flat and wide apart. Take your hands behind you. So hands get to support you now. And then you're going to kind of dig into the heels. So you can pull the toes up and then take the knees over to the left. Good. Now stay there and then see if you can come forward and sit up. Maybe. And then bring your elbows up to 90 degrees. Sitting up nice and tall. Yes, this is good stuff. And then you're going to twist towards me. So twist to the right. Good. Come back to center. We'll do that 3 times. And you'll twist to the right. So pull the belly in, sit up really tall. Come back to center. One more time. Little twist. Good. And then come back. Bring your hands behind you. Fingers face backwards. Dig in with the heels. Otherwise, you inch forward and go to the other side. And then once you're there, sit up really tall. Elbows to 90. And twist to the left. Small movement. Back to center. And twist. Yes. Interesting. To center. One more time. Back to center. Hands behind you. And then bring your feet flat. Good. Now here you're going to walk your feet a little bit in. So for this one, you can keep the hands facing backwards, or you can turn them to face forward, which is what I prefer. I prefer this for the stretch in the shoulders and the wrist. It's up to you though. Now, pull the shoulders back and you might just stay here or feet down, hips up, and if it's comfortable, allow the head to go back. Called reverse tabletop, and it can be seated. Remember, seated is fine. This is enough. Okay, good. Come on down. That hurt. That one hurt. Yeah. All right. We'll let that go. Let's come forward now to tabletop. So you'll come onto the hands and knees. That was reverse tabletop. And here's tabletop. See, this is where the knee pads can come in if you want to put that extra mat. Tuck your toes under right here. Spread your fingers. Get really grounded in the hands. And then rock forward and rock back. If you can, you'll even sit back on the heels. Rock forward and rock back. See if you can tuck the toes. And it's okay if you can't. Just spread the bones of the toes. Rock forward. Rock back. Good. Rock forward. Point the toes. Slide the right arm out long and lower the chest down. And if that's too much on the shoulder, you can have the forearm on the ground for support. If you can, straighten that arm, Christine. Good. Just breathe under that right arm. Elbow, wrist, armpit, all of that. The sides of the latissimus, lat muscles, stretching, opening. Come back up, slide the right arm in and slide the left arm out. Lower the chest. If you need to set the forearm down, do that. Breathe. Notice if you've lost connection to the feet, you get grounded to the feet and shins. Pull the pit of the belly slightly in. Notice your breath. Is it ragged or rough? And smooth it out. And then come on up, tabletop. Now you're going to thread the needle. So the right arm goes behind the left wrist and you lower the head and shoulder towards the mat. Good. If you need a block under the arm or under the head, those are options. If it feels too low here, try to pull the left shoulder back. Yes, just like that. Left shoulder back to get more of that rotation through that thoracic spine, the mid spine. And press into your left hand, come back up to tabletop. You'll switch sides, slide the left arm behind the right, come to the side of the head and shoulder, and you press the right hand down and the back of the left hand down. Pull the right shoulder back and breathe. Yesterday, I felt my own body. I had a rib go out on this left side, and I did this, and I got it back in. Don't know how. Sometimes there's like these wonderful little healing moments. All right, come back up. Bring the left hand to the floor, and then cow and cat. Drop the belly, tailbone up, lift the chest, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest, arching and rounding. A few rounds of those. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. And then come to neutral, and you can either sit back into child's pose or downward dog. You can walk your hands forward, tuck the toes under and lift the hips for downward facing dog or child's pose. And then take some deep healing breaths here, breathing in and out the nose. Good. Relax your head. Press down deeply into the hands. Good. And then from here, you'll step to the front of your mat. So if you're in child's pose, you just come up and step forward. If you're in down dog, walk forward. Come into ragdoll forward fold. So feet about hip width distance apart. You can hold your elbows or your hands can hold the biceps. And then I like to shake my head. My neck is where I carry a lot of tension. And sometimes just shaking my head helps me let that go. Yes, I love the yes, no. Just finding that still place where you can let gravity do its magic. Sometimes we fight gravity, but right here, just let it help you release a little more. Get strong and grounded through your feet and legs. And then you'll release the hands to the floor. And then bring your hands up to your hips. So you'll point the elbows to the ceiling, squeeze the upper back muscles, bend your knees, and then come up to stand. This is reverse hip hinge. Okay, good. Take the arms up. Squeeze the leg muscles to the bone and reach up so high. And then bring your hands to your heart and arms down by your side. Good, and then start to shift your weight right to left. You can go side to side. Nice, and then you'll shift your weight over to your left foot. I like to have my hands on my hips. It's grounded here. You're gonna pick the right knee up. If you need to hold a bar, you can hold a bar. And then we'll switch. We'll set the right foot down, rooted, take the left. Good, and then switch. So remembering, I want you to remember at the floor when we did the core work and I had you pull those ribs in, you want that same connection here. If you can, you pull the ribs in and down and try to pull them towards the hips slightly. So the core body is actually really engaged. Those hip flexors, quads, core. As you shift, you press down, pull in to lift up. You feel the difference when this part gets a little bit more, if it's kind of relaxed and this, there's a lot more, you know, kind of wobbliness. When I find that, like that strength, inner strength. And what I'm working on with you is like this connection happens all day long. Like when you go to pick something up, you automatically know how to engage through the core. Keep your body nice and strong and stable, rooted and grounded. And you move through life from one foot to the next. Okay, next time you set the left foot down. Wait, hang on, we'll just pause for a moment at center. Right. Next time you set, okay, press the left foot down, take the right knee up, and then this time you're going to step it behind you. You can be on the ball of the foot or foot flat, either one, whatever's best in your body, but we're not staying. You're shifting forward, bringing the knee back up, stay there, try it again. Step it back. It can be on the ball of the foot or foot flat. And then shift forward, back up. Again, step it back. That front knee bend slightly, and shift forward. Yeah, last one. Step it back. This time we're going to just hold there. Take the that arm up. What's that? Right arm. I'm mirroring you, so sometimes I forget. Stay there. Pull the chest back. Instead of leaning forward here, you want to go back, tail down, and then lean a little to the left. So the opening that side now. And breathe. Yes, good, Peggy. Come back to center, hands to the hips, lean forward, step forward. Good. Try the other side. So sink deeply into the right foot. That's your connection. Lift the left knee up and step it back. You can have foot flat or ball of the foot. Shift forward, bring the knee up. Find your core, step it back, pause. Good, shift forward, yeah. Step it back, and pause. One more time, so shift forward, knee up, and then step it back and hold. If you want to slide the foot farther, you can. If it's right where you want it to be, that's fine. Take the left arm up. You want tailbone down towards the floor. So that's where you access these hip flexors. Careful. And then lean a little to the right. Tiny lean to the right. Put your hip together, your knee together. Pickleball. That's what happened to him. Come back. We know that. So back to center. Hands to hips. Lean forward. Step forward. So bring your feet about hip width or wider. Take a little twist. If the arms just dangle, if that's comfortable. Breath again. So this next one is going to be a little bit of strengthening for the legs, the lower body. And it's traditionally a squat. It's going to be a squat. So it looks like this. So I like my feet hip width or a little wider. Find to turn the toes out for this one. They don't have to be forward. And then we're going to squat down maybe halfway. So what it'll look like, the tendency in our body sometimes when we squat is this, the knees go forward. But I want you to find the back. So it's like you're trying to hover above a public toilet seat, kind of that feeling. So you're sitting back and down, and you're going to come down and pause, and then come back up. Good. So keep pressing backwards. You can even check in the mirror, but you want to push the hips back. Your weight's in the heels. Almost like you feel like you're going to go backwards, but you're not. And come back up. Do that again. Press down, squat down, and come back up. Knees. Everything. So don't go so far then. You can be up here. You don't have to go so far. You come back up. Those of you that want to challenge yourself, you can go a little bit deeper. So you can go to that parallel or even lower and try to come back up. So this is also ankle mobility is another key here. You're getting the mobility through the ankles, strengthen around the knee joints and the hips and pelvis. Come back up. Do a couple more. My goal was about 20 today, but we might get to 10. That's good. Yeah, it's fine to hold the bar too. If you are near a bar, you get that sense of back, sitting back. Come back up. Okay, last one. Let's come down, pause, and come back up. Good job. Use the arms. You can shake out your legs. All right, so now we're going to take a quad stretch. If you want to hold the bar, you can. If you want to stay in the middle of the room, you can. So it'll be a dancer pose. And so you'll root down through your left foot. You take the left front mat or hold the bar. Bend the right knee, catch the foot. Draw the knees towards each other. Good. Try to stand up tall, pull the shoulders back, tailbone down. That's the key to stretching the quad muscle. And then if you want, you kick your foot into your hand and you slide from the hip. Pressing the thigh back. To strengthening the glutes, opening the hip flexors, opening the heart, breathing. All right, Jennifer. Adjustment. And then you'll come back up and we'll switch sides. Put the right foot down, right arm up or hold the bar, or sometimes I like my hand at my heart. And the left knee catch the foot, draw the knees towards one another, tailbone down. That's where you'll feel that stretch. Then slide the thigh back, but keep pressing the tailbone down. Opening out. Good. See where you are in your body. And then you'll come back up to standing. Good news, we're going to do that one more time. So stay where you are. The first time the body kind of has to get organized. Second time, really experiencing the stretch. Catch the right foot, knees towards each other. Either stay upright or slide the thigh back, kicking the foot gently into the hand. You send the center of the chest forward. Breathe. And then we'll switch legs, right foot down, catch the left. It's also a back bend. It opens the shoulders, opens the lungs, it opens the hips. You can stay upright or kick. Dad, like it. Breathe. Pulling the shoulders straight back. Yes. And then coming back to standing mountain pose, pause. You can come back to your mat. And then we're going to take a wide stance here. So let's turn to face this wall. Step your feet wide apart. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift up into your chest. And then hinge forward. So bowing forward, hamstring opening. Bring your hands to the ground. Again, you can relax the head, maybe shake it yes and no. And then one of my favorite things to do here is bend my knees, going from one side to the other. And it can be a micro bend. It doesn't need to be big to have effect. Or it can be. You can go real deep, all the way down and get that nice stretch on the opposite side. You can even challenge yourself by opening the arms like airplane arms, moving side to side. Really getting into your feet. Moving through the feet. You can go both knees bent through the middle or straightening one leg as you go side to side. Big wall. Pull strong. Come back to center. Hands to the floor, and then see if you can walk your hands back between the feet a little farther and let the head really drop straight down towards the ground. And you can assist yourself here by pressing into your hands and bending the elbows. Yes. Feel that little extra assist. Very good. And lift to a flat back, bring your hands to your hips, come all the way to stand. Turn the right toes back to the front of your mat and step forward. Mountain pose. Arms down, just notice how your body's feeling. And then we'll take a big breath here. Just reach up for the ceiling. Exhale, bow forward. And then walk your feet back. We'll come into high plank or tabletop. You can be hands and knees or come into a high plank position and hold. Christine, turn back to the front. Yeah. Good. So you're on your mat, still nice job. Hold that. And then you'll lower your body all the way down onto your belly. You can use your knees. Point your toes behind you, and then bring your hands out to the wood floor. Point your elbows to the ceiling. So I like to be way up on my fingertips. I imagine I have cupcakes under my hand. I don't want to squish the frosting. And then press into the fingertips and rise up to cobra. And lower down slowly, dragging the rib cage forward. And you don't have to go as high as I do. Just go to where you can go. And the next time you come up, see if you can look to the right. Get a little twist. And then drag forward, lower down. And then look left, or maybe looking forward feels better. Good. And come back down. One more time. We'll come right up to that middle point. Just pulling the shoulders back, opening the front of the body, and then slowly lower down. And then walk your arms out in front of you or make a pillow. Rest your forehead on the floor. So this is a downward facing Shavasana. So you want to try to get that element of rest right there. Good, and then you'll come up here to your hands and slide the right arm underneath you like a thread the needle. Right arm goes under, and then you're gonna roll onto your back and bend the left knee out to the right. So we'll take a twist. There you go. And then take the left arm and extend it out to the left. If you wanna hold on to the left knee with the right hand, you can. It is an easy twist on your back. Good. And the knee doesn't need to stay on the floor. It can lift off the floor as you maybe scoot your shoulders to the right, trying to get that left shoulder closer to the ground or on the ground. You'll slowly release and roll back on your belly. Come back, you're just rolling on the floor. Good. You scoot to the middle if you scoot it to the side. And then you'll thread the left arm under and you'll bend the right knee out to the side and roll onto your back. Then you can hold on to the right knee with the left hand. And scoot the shoulders to the left so you get that right shoulder closer to the earth. Or just be where you are. You might feel that's just enough. here, you just kind of roll onto your back. Onto your back onto your mat. And bring the soles of your feet together and your knees apart. Slide the feet a little farther away from the body, let it get a little bit like a longer butterfly variation, and then cross the right ankle over the left. Find a comfortable spot for that to rest and pause. And gently bring your right foot back next to the left. Feel the feet together and switch left ankle over the right. A little spot for your ankle bone to rest, maybe in the arch of the right foot. Pause. And bring the feet flat to the floor. And then right here, just cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You might stay there, that might be enough. Or pick the left foot up, interlace your hands behind the left hamstring for a reclined pigeon. Let's be brief. Squeeze it in, you can rock a bit side to side. Doing that stretch in the outer hip. Some full deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. And set the left foot down, set the right foot down, switch legs. So bring the left ankle on top of the thigh. And that shape is enough. You can stay just there or pick the right foot up and give a little deeper stretch. Throwing the right thigh in, rock gently side to side. Gently release, set the right foot down, set the left foot next to the right. Bring your arms by your sides, feet apart, knees knocked together, that constructive resting position. And hands can be on your belly if you like, or by your sides. And then you can gently extend your legs out long, coming into rest. Shavasana, we just get to give in to gravity for real here. Say that because often we fight not only gravity, but we fight just for control. So much that we really can't control. Learning how to let go, ride the waves of your breath, trust the process, trust yourself, your knowing, your inner knowing. I don't know about you, but my body often knows before my mind does. And yet I don't trust it. So these spaces to listen, to feel, to notice, to be with your own body, your experience, your feelings, your emotions, sensations, pain, whatever it is, to acknowledge what you're experiencing, to listen deeply, openly. Precious moments in time, precious moments in our day. I love being busy. I love having all these distractions and things to do and accomplishments and be productive, yet I crave the stillness, the moments of quiet. When I actually have them, I resist them. No, I'm not alone. This is right there. Put yourself in this like 1 minute of your 24-hour day. You begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can rotate your wrists and ankles or bend your knees or stretch in any way that your body might need right here. And then roll to a comfortable side. So curling up, take your time. Make your way up to a seated position. You have to turn around. Back around to the front. You can close your eyes again or keep them open, but just take a moment right here before we transition off into our day. Notice how you feel, quality of your breath and your energy. Palms together, bring your thumbs to the rest of your heart center. Your thumbs to your forehead center. Have a really wonderful day. Namaste. Good job. Peggy, it was wonderful to see you. I'm glad it worked.